land.
And TV land, hello.
Yes, because you could be watching YouTube on your television.
It's amazing what you can watch it on nowadays. Now, Andy, what have you got in front of us?
Well, Simon, this is Escape Plan. And when Escape Plan came into my clutches, everyone in the bunker kind of went, "Really, Andy? That's not your type of game, young man." And I went, "Screw you, hippie."
Did you really?
No, well, no, I think it was Andrew Barr who kind of like, his eyebrows went to the back of his head. He went, "I wouldn't have pegged that as something you'd be interested in." And went, "Well, I've no idea what it's about, but it's got hexagons in it."
Yes. It's got chasing, police chasing crooks. It has a lot of nods towards certain films.
Yeah, like heisty getaway type things. The story behind this, you've got your Essen stories,
Yes.
and I have my UK Games Expo story.
Yes.
And my UK Games Expo story is that I was at the Red Knight booth, and Rory's a lovely chap to help out because he keeps going, "Why don't you take a break?" Okay. And off you go for dander. And over the course of the weekend, every time I would walk past the stall, 2 doors down, I would kind of go at this and walk on until finally one day I picked it up. Oh, I'm not jesting, it weighs a blinking ton. And I had a look at it and went, "How much is it?" They went, "It's £100." And walked off.
And then, if I remember, you had a chat with somebody about it.
I went, "Tell you what, £100 ridiculous for a board game. But I'll give you half now and I'll send you half later."
Did that work?
Yeah, alright. So, I've forgotten their name. It's that lovely gaming shop in Liverpool.
Oh, is that the ones you bought the game from?
Yeah.
But were they not there and they were, their stall was all about Kickstarter?
Yes, they buy like a Kickstarter exclusive copy or two of everything and then sell them.
Yes.
Because they've got a gaming centre and a club and all the rest of it. Their name will appear at the bottom of this because I've just taken brain freeze and it's gone. So anyway, long story short, this is far more than I would normally invest in a game, but there was something about it.
I think you just like, first off, you were talking about board games and the front of it. You liked the artwork.
I like the artwork, I like the size of it, and I like hexagons. Honestly, I went, "It's got hexagons, it's going to be good." Memoir 44 is hexagons, and I love it.
Okay, I can see your logic there, Andy. Yes, definitely.
Honestly, that's as far as my thinking went.
Well, lucky for this company that you like hexagons.
Yeah, Eagle Gryphon Games. Now, we have posted about this on the page, but we've never actually got around to doing any form of a video or an unboxing for it.
Because I think you didn't really want to do it, you just wanted to get on the
I
table.
just wanted to get playing it, and I
Yes.
think we've had a lot of mileage out of this.
For us, it's been on the table maybe 10 times. Maybe more.
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
And most people have had a go at it. Right, so you this time can have the rule book.
Okay, the rule book. Very graphical, which is a good thing with regards to this because we were finding ourselves referring once or twice to the rule book. You get your setup of the board, and there is a good wee bit of setting up of the board to be done. There's a lot of elements to this. Again, you were talking about the hexagons. One thing that should be clear is it starts off as a city and you have 1, 2 or 3 hexagons. They're the starting hexagons, right?
Yep.
So that is where you start off. The center one is a hospital. So each of the players plays a crook and they need to get out of the city. Basically the cops are getting close to catching them.
Yeah, the premise of the story is you've all done this bank job and everything went swimmingly, but somebody in the underworld has blabbed and now the cops are onto you. You've met up, to try and rationalise a plan. It's all falling apart, so it's every man, woman for themselves, and you have 3 days to get out of the city. You can't get out until the third day, but you've got 3 days to recoup as much of the money that you've hidden and invested around the city in different places, and then make it to the exit from the city before the cops finally close the net.
Now, one thing I would like to say is this board has to be the best board I have ever seen done. You know.
So it's supposed to be the blueprint. It's as if this is there, because the coffee stains and all are supposed to be there. There's a side for three players, and there's a side for more.
Yep, we can flip it over quickly and show you the other side. So again, as it says, it's all based on the amount of players.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what you've got on the sides here, we've got 6 businesses, and you either have given them cash as working capital or you've invested money in them. So when you go to those, you'll have like a card, and the card's changed every time you play. You shuffle them out. So on some places you might get cash in hand that you can use in the game. In our cases, you'll get cash that's banked as you're scored towards the end of the game. You've got the safe houses, and at the safe houses you can get fixers who can do little jobs for you, and you can get keys to the safety deposit box where again you've stashed money. Depending on the colour of the key is the colour of the safety deposit box. Multiple tiles will be stacked there, and you'll be allowed to look at certain numbers of them and keep one, and that's banked money for scoring as well. The safety deposit boxes are in the convenience store. At the convenience store you can get petrol, which allows you to move an extra space, or you can buy equipment, and it's under the counter equipment like a disguise, a police uniform, or a riot helmet, or stuff like that, to get past the different types of cops.
There's 3 types of cops in this?
Yep. There's federal, state, and local is essentially, I think, how it's broken down.
Each are colour coded: black, red, and blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
And you've got the biker gangs, and certain tiles will have like a Hells Angels team on it, and you can essentially bribe them, and they're like free action tokens. They're wild tokens that you can spend for extra moves, or to dodge cops, or to use a helicopter and things like that. And they're little biker meeples. And you've got the day tracker, so the phases are early morning, midday, evening, and then if you've got extra action tokens, you can spend them to work the nighttime shift as well and get you extra moves. And then you've got like a 2-tier thing going on here. You've got the order of play, which changes, and then you've got notoriety. And as you go up in the notoriety, you earn more credit, and you also unlock more abilities and more special tiles on your command card, but you're also more wanted by the police, and whenever the police are moved, they will always be moved towards the most wanted person. It's basically you get spotted and reported about the town so much. But again, one of the visual things I love about this, aside from this, which is supposed to be like the blueprints from when you were designing your heist, the convenience store, there's a metal box here that's supposed to be a safety deposit box. And everything's sort of stuck on as bits, and I suppose in a way it leads to the command tile. This is your command board, which is designed to look like an open suitcase.
Yeah, I do like that gimmick.
It's a lovely touch. You've these little tiles here, which are special abilities that you'll be able to unlock. And up here, and until these are unlocked, you can't store item equipment here. You've got your wounds, and you don't die in this. Your wounds cause you to lose wanted, or cause you to lose money at the end of the game if you're still wounded, and it just hinders you rather than putting you out of the game. And then down here is where you can put the action cards that you can gain, and special cards.
The more cards you go, the better it is for you at the end game.
Yes.
But it has an effect, because remember what you were saying about wounds? If you start to go into the wounds, they start to take these off. So they start to hamper you.
Yep, you start to lose them permanently. Place to keep your keys, place to keep your petrol tokens, and then your active income. As you go around the city and you physically collect spendable income, your available income drops because you're taking back from the city the money you've put out there. So each time you will get less and less and less, which is really cute. So the basic boards, there's one for each of the characters, and they've all got their character motif on it, men and women. Then these here, we all raved about too. The little screens to hide your money behind.
Yep.
Done as money bags. And then when you look at the back of them, it is as if you're looking into the money bag or in the money bag with the pile of cash. And there's a host of those in the colours. Now obviously there's a bit of a Reservoir Dogs thing going on with Mr. Pink and Mr. Yellow and
No. Again, this was the whole point of this game, is it did have that kind of vibe.
This is the wallet in your back pocket where the cards that are available to buy in any given round of extra help and special abilities can come from. And then we're in, now again we've got this lovely storage tray thing going on, and the box as well. The box is actually like the map and your escape plans drawn on it. So in here we have, now because there's also the Kickstarter exclusive stuff is kind of mixed in with this now too. So that includes the special solo play tokens.
Yeah, that was one of the Kickstarter things, that you could play it by yourself, and you had cards. You brought in specials for the police.
Yep.
Yeah, like a detective, that kind of thing. So there was like the detective would be chasing after you, as well as the federal, local police and national police. You got your money?
Money tokens in 1s, 3s
Threes
and
and
5s. We've got a little score pad of the different types of businesses you get your stuff from.
This is what you use at the very end game. This is all the different players, and you start tallying up. This is how you find out who has actually won.
Then we've got a bag for each of the players with their color-coded tokens, all the cubes, all the little hexagonal tiles that go onto their command board, all their cubes that track location and notoriety are all color-coded, and there's ones for everybody. There was a little bag of spare tokens in case you lose some.
That was very nice.
And some spare coloured cubes in case you lose some.
Yep.
And a couple of the spare notoriety stars.
Honestly, I wish more game companies did this. You know, there's nothing worse than having a board game where pieces, you lose them, and then you can't play it.
And even more spares.
Yep.
The keys for the safe house, again, Kickstarter exclusive. There's actually metal keys in here as well as the cardboard ones.
So yep, there's two sets. The ones that came originally with it, and the metal ones for the Kickstarter exclusive, like you said.
So these are just some of the hexagonal business tiles and safe house tiles. What will happen is, as the locations are stacked in 3 piles, A, B, C, because S is the starting tile,
Yep.
sorry. And they go out in any order. There should be 3 of them. Thought there was 3 of them. Maybe there's not.
Maybe it's 2. Maybe I just thought it was 3.
My brain could be a bit fuzzy on it this evening.
Yeah, well anyway, whatever happens, you start in 2 locations. Well, you start at the hospital, but you have 2 locations out, I should say. Then you have them, as you said, broken down into alphabetical. These represent the different days because they come into play on the next day. It's a 3-day event, so it means as the day goes on, you're moving further and further out of the city.
Yeah, and only the top ones will be revealed at the start of each turn. Each player will get a turn at putting them out. The amount of them is dependent on the number of players. That's why we've got A, B, C and D stacks. And then when these flip over, you'll have things like a business, blank business space, a gang space. So once that's revealed, the active player can choose one of the undeclared business tiles and put it onto this tile. And now we know what location in the city it is. And 2 ganger tokens go onto this tile, and that means it's a space you can go into to get the gangers. Now the weird thing about this is movement. Say you've got like 3 movement points. Just throw these 3 tiles down here for a second. And put that black one in there.
Now it does say in the rulebook that there is a certain layout that you have to keep to, but it mostly is to do with the sectors. You have green, which is
parkland.
You have black, which is industrial, isn't it, or something?
I think it's housing, and the grey is business.
Right.
what happens is, if I have a pawn in this space, and I want to get to the biker space, I've got 3 movement points. I can move out into the black, that's 1, and the whole way over to here, and 2. So it doesn't matter how many black areas I move through, as long as I'm staying in black or staying in grey or staying in green, all the tiles across the board would count as 1 movement point. It's only every time you change zone, it costs you a point of movement. And then the ones with the H's round it means our helicopter pad is available there. We've got the hospital for restoring wounds, and in this case this tile has the convenience store, so you could go and do convenience store actions. The cops will go onto these tiles, a maximum of 3, 1 of each type of cop in any given tile. But you don't get fooled that, you know, they're all stood here. The cops simply represent the police are active in that tile. So whether you are going through the black area or the grey area or the green area, makes no odds, you're dodging cops and you're having to pay to evade them for the number on the tile.
Now, to make clear is that it's when you're leaving that tile. So if there is 1 police on the tile that you start off with, you only have to dodge 1. But if you go through tiles that have police to get to another tile, then you'll have to dodge them when you leave as well. So it can get very, very
very busy very quickly.
Yeah. Oh, depending on how much you move. Again, we were talking with regards to the board. So as you can see on the board, you always start with plastic.
Stick and plaster.
Stick and plaster, that represents the ability to change 1 wound back into health. You would have 3 here in the health, so that means if you went past 3 police and didn't have ways of getting past them and had to take wounds, that would mean you would straight off get 3 wounds.
Yep. Just to sort of give you an idea, some of the cards. So these cards here with the pocket motif in the back, they'll be going on that board. These are cards that can be bought to try and help you do things. So we've got like the Medivac that allows you to jump spaces. We've the Informer that allows you to reduce your wanted level. We have a ganger tile that acts like a ganger token, can be used once. We've got the Ninja and Assassin who can help you avoid red or blue police and avoid taking 1 wound as a result of them. Simon talked earlier about losing spaces on your board, and if you take wounds above your wound threshold, you start putting handcuff cards out and they literally close off spaces on your board permanently. And I mentioned the escape plan earlier on. There's a number of escape plans. Everyone's dealt one in secret, and it shows you each of the 6 businesses and the 3 safe houses and what you personally will get, whether it's cash in hand, which is the money symbol, or banked money for end of game scoring, which you'll just record then on the bottom of your sheet as well by placing your coloured cubes too on the spaces.
Yeah, one of the other, was this a Kickstarter exclusive or was this part of the base game? The characters, you can get a character card. Again, it's like any escape plan or any kind of gang one. Each one has a specific role. So you have like Scar, who's the driver. You have Claus, which is the safe expert. You have Vinny, which is explosives. You know, Ruby, nowadays a hacker. You have Mr. Bones, which is the boss. So they are cards that are specific to the character that you pick up, but they also have certain aspects of the game that they are better at. So each of them is played slightly differently.
Yeah, they've got special rules front and back, and you can play it. You can play it vanilla, where you're simply the character card and everyone's on the same level playing field, or you can introduce their special rules, or there's Kickstarter characters which, aside from the 1-player versions, give you alternate characters to try and mix it up a wee bit. We haven't touched any of those yet because nobody's got bored playing the base game yet.
Is that Kitty then?
Because yeah, Kitty's one of the gang member alternate characters.
Right, that explains it because I wasn't familiar with it.
There's a whole host of them. Lady T, the Muscle, the Fixer, the Mastermind, Mr. V, which changes it. And then there's mission cards. We haven't even done any of this.
Right.
Mission cards. You see, I've kept secrets from them.
No.
Mission cards add extra abilities to your character if you manage to complete them. but their personal mission is to try and complete inside the 3 days, and each of them has 3 tiers of difficulty to try and achieve before the day is done. The exit cards are little cards that will go as the exit appear. There's 3 exits available to the city, but as the days pass, those exits will start to close until by day 3 there's only one of them still open. So you can go to an exit and get stuff still by using the exit cards, which generate money for you. But in the 1-player version of the game, there's a totally different twist on what those do, because one of the people you're working against within the game is a bent cop who's kind of on the ball there.
That's a detective, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I put these at the bottom, so now I can't lift them out because my fingers are too chunky. These are the wee reference cards that you get, and it literally, I know a lot of games have reference cards, this literally sums up everything. It's all there. And the only thing we found very quickly, we were looking up initially in the rulebook, was the special cards we were buying and what they allowed us to do. Because in terms of the actual flow of the game, the reference cards were faultless.
Yeah, I think too faultless, because I think people were reading it up and were picking it up wrongly, but it literally is what it says. You know, if you go with what it says and not take it a different way.
Yeah, it doesn't try to be cleverer than it needs to be. That's the thing. That was the wee detail of the Kickstarter exclusive extras, because the card for placing the contact cards on was a Kickstarter extra as well.
Right, fixture tiles, add the 3 fixture tiles to fixture tiles. So you got additional, yes, that's right. You got 3 more fixture tiles, I remember them. As you says, 2 new pawns, the Sandra and the bent cop. Gas can contact card, that's a new contact card. Notoriety skulls, metal keys, and the cubes. Yeah, and obviously it says you were talking about the player powers and mission cards. This is a game that I have played 3 or 4 times. At least one of them times was showing other people who had never played it before how it was done. And outside a couple of wee niggly things, there's so much going on that you can forget 1 or 2 things. It went down well.
Yeah, there's nobody, everyone I think responded the same when they sat down. They went, oh my goodness, there's a lot going on here. How are we ever going to remember how to do this? And everyone by the end of every single game was brilliant. When are we playing it again? I think it was a couple of times where we literally did do a couple of sessions in the one night, because it's a tense one. It's a long one.
Yeah.
It's not a fast game. This is a main game event. This is everyone starting at 8 o'clock. Please be there, and you play something light-hearted while you're waiting for everyone else to turn up, and then boom, you get into this, and this sees you through quite happily for the bulk of the evening.
Yeah, you very quickly pick up the tactics of the game, understanding of what kind of strategies to put in place, and what you need to concentrate on. I have found in playing this game that a lot of times it's really came down to the keys. The keys represent the safety deposit boxes, and the amount of money that's in them are totally random, but are equal in any part to these here, which are the locations for where you've invested your money. Again, a certain amount of them are cash, which you need to be able to grease the right number of palms, to get contacts, to get people to help you, and then the money that you need for the end game as well. But honestly, when playing this game, it's really came down to who is able to get in quickly to the safety deposit boxes. Yeah,
I mean, Andrew Barr would be our resident kind of big game guru.
Yeah,
he likes the big, in-depth, meaty, multi-leveled games, and he's quite happy that this one has multiple ways that you can aim to win. You can do it by thwarting other people, by going to a place, because each location, if there's 4 players in the game, each location can only accommodate 3 visits, and then it's locked down. and then it costs you more to try and unlock it. It costs you one of the keys to unlock it to get in to get your thing from it. So you can play a denial game where you're simply trying to estimate where people are trying to get to and get to them before them to deny them the use of it. You can focus on the safety deposit boxes, because if you've unlocked enough spaces on your board to accommodate the tiles from there, there's big money to be achieved there. But nobody can lose sight of having ready cash, because only the first player gets out of the city for free. Everyone normally after that has to pay some sort of a bribe to the checkpoint guards to get let out, and the last person is too late. Tough.
And that is where the struggle comes. Definitely, in at least 2 of my games, I've had to sit down and try and work out how I'm getting to the exit, to not get hurt, and to have the right amount of money to bribe to get out. Because there's no point if you have got all that you need to win the game in the money if you don't have the ready cash to bribe.
Yeah, it is beautiful, because whilst there's an attraction to simply getting out of the city, and getting out first is free, you are still leaving everyone else a full turn. And if they've got an evening token, because if you've got evening tokens, you get to act potentially 2 turns, because you can have 2 white evening tokens stacked, and you can essentially get 2 extra turns in any game. And those are achieved by unlocking tiles. You can buy them, you can get them from 2 or 3 different places. So you can think you're quite smug getting out of the city first, but if somebody else is able to get another full 2 turns in, that can be, and all it takes is a few dollars to make the difference. So it's a beautifully clever little game. That was the upgrade pack's little card that I kept. So the upgraded elements were 9 metal locker keys, 10 player power cards, 20 notoriety stars. So you actually got the little red stars instead. 6 new mission cards, 5 mission cubes, 5 mission tokens, 1 gas can contact card, the Lieutenant Costa meeple, 1 Inspector Sander meeple, 3 new fixture tiles, 1 contract card display board, and 45 acrylic player cubes. Because there was the ordinary wooden cubes, of course, and then in these bags actually are all the standard wooden cubes, and then the little coloured clear acrylic ones, which are obviously very pretty. I, as you know, Si, would be loath to say to anyone to spend big money in a game. You know, it's not my type of thing. I'm not a fan of the expensive game.
No.
I can't fault this game.
No. Would you have? Well, you were happy to pay the £100 once you realised what type of game it was.
No, I didn't regret it once I played it and went, thank goodness, this is fantastic. It was a gamble. Do you know what? It was no different than Kickstartering it.
Yeah. Because
you can look at all that info on a Kickstarter, and it means nothing really. You're getting promised smoke and mirrors. Seeing it physically, being able to actually physically touch it, I suppose, made a slight difference, because I was able to lift it up and go, oh, that's so heavy. And sort of look at it, and I did go and look at it online that evening in the hotel, and I was like, oh yeah, I think this is going to work. I think this is going to be good. Thankfully it was.
No, I have to say, outside of Memoir 44, I think this will be your second top game.
And I love Memoir 44.
Yeah, nothing beats his Memoir 44.
I like this so much, and the sad thing is, you guys probably hen's teeth to get this. This is another one that I would be quite happy to do. Hey, let's show everyone at home how to play, how to set up and how to play Escape Plan.
Yeah.
Just to maybe get you over the hurdles that we initially had. The downside is that, you know, maybe 2 of you are likely to ever get to play it.
Is it that bad? Is it that hard to get?
Well, this is the thing with Kickstarter. That only ended up on a shop shelf because that shop focuses on going, hey, nice Kickstarter, we'll buy a copy.
I have to agree with you. Being at Essen, that was one game I didn't see there. But then at the same time, what I found while being there is you will find the people there to showcase the game before it hits Kickstarter.
Yeah. Whereas this has had its day in Kickstarter.
Yeah.
This has done its bit. I'm putting them away. I was planning to take a couple of photographs. Yeah, this has had its day in Kickstarter. So the copies that are out there are out there. And the thing is, anyone who finally gets round to deciding they're going to sell a copy of Escape Plan is quite rightly going to be turning around and saying, I'd like £100 for my copy of Escape Plan, please. I'm losing a bit on what I paid in postage, but you're getting a very good game.
I would say maybe it'd be worth checking out to see what the current price of this is, because I would not be surprised at maybe being at 100, 150. You know, if there's limited ones out there, then have you seen yourself going to eBay or something like this and the price just rockets?
Yeah, it's one of those rare gems that I have no flaws with. There's nothing about this game that I've been able to turn around and go, that could be better.
Funny you mentioned that. The only aspect of this game I don't like, and the one I played, is the character card rolls. The changes that they make to the game, I don't like. I think when everyone plays a vanilla character, then it's totally fair, and you know, there's so much going on that you could not predict who's going to win. But I think the roles that they have introduced to the characters, I think it's a wee bit lopsided. Again, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
One of the guys doesn't actually need to go and get the keys. He can go straight to.
He can hack the safes.
Hack the safes. There's another one as well that I think is got a real advantage, but again, maybe other people have played it and they go, nope. I enjoy the characters.
I think those characters, I think in hindsight, where we maybe were a bit harsh, is I think the character special abilities are for when you have really gone through the mileage in this game, and everyone kind of knows it backwards, and you think, oh, we kind of know Escape Plan now, Andy. Well, why don't we use the character skills? The what? Why don't we use it? And suddenly, they are like a handicap in golf. You know, if you think you are the dog's nudgers at doing whatever, then suddenly your character doesn't move as far.
Yeah.
Or if you know that Jimmy in the previous games has always suffered with never really managing to get safe houses or whatever, you can sort of go, well, Jimmy, why don't you play this guy, because he doesn't actually need to get the safe out. You know, I think there's an avenue to use them as a new challenge, like the missions as well.
Yeah.
And I think maybe once you introduce the missions, that's possibly where the character cards maybe come into their own.
It wouldn't be it wouldn't be the first time that I played a game and you've had to have everything in place to show how the reasoning behind the gamers, the game designers haven't implemented that. But yeah, this is one of my favourite games. You know, again, it's one we don't like to bring out too often, because again, you don't want to get bored of it.
No.
It's like anytime Andy goes, you know what, I want to play Escape Plan tonight, and you're going, yay!
It's Christmas, let's play Escape Plan.
No, we're into November. Less said about Christmas, the better.
No, it was an example. It's like, oh, it's Christmas, let's play Escape Plan. I wasn't saying, it's Christmas, let's play Escape Plan. I was just exemplifying.
Sorry, mate, I went.
It's my birthday, let's play Escape Plan.
Is it your birthday?
No, it's just another example.
Alright.
On that note, we're going to make our escape. Thanks for sticking with us.
Bye.
Bye.